Yeah, the first round action is getting close to coming to a close here. This is the second round between our number 8 seed, ZebGedney, and our number 57 seed, OP.
Yep, and it looks like both runners doing the screen scroll over to Vanilla 3. Let's find out what's located over yonder.
Yeah, and that's a pretty common path that we'll see in this tournament from a lot of players going over to level 3 first. It looks like OPTLawyer was looking for that first kill bomb chance there, didn't quite get it, and we have level 2 at Vanilla 3.
Yeah, great early dungeon to find. We got 2 items located on the floor. Won't have to be looking for any staircases. Of course, they might show up, given that we are in the flags setting, or the shapes flag.
Yeah, and good news right off the bat, we have some 1 HP blue moblins in this dungeon, which are bomb droppers. So that's going to be some easy bombs. We also have some 1 HP ropes as well, so they'll be easy to deal with. This looks like a pretty friendly enemy set, and right on cue, ZebGedney finds a red ring on the floor in level 2. This seed just got immensely easier.
Yeah, this is the kind of seed I hope for. Free red ring, please and thank you.
Yeah, that early red ring, that just fundamentally changes how our runners are going to approach this seed. It changes your mindset, it changes your combat. A lot of different things play into that.
Yeah, no longer are you just gonna automatically nope out of an early Wizrobe or Darknut dungeon. You might stick around a little bit longer than you normally would without that red ring. But OPT, finding the map here, name that ink blot. Good luck.
To me, it kind of looks like a jet dropping a bomb or something like.
Oh, nice.
But that is a very small level 2, by the way. Not a whole lot to explore here. That means level 1 and 3 might be a little bigger than normal. Both are noping on the Triforce now. They want the second item, and I don't.
Uh-oh, there's a dig dogger. Hope it's not in there.
And a little bit more about how our runners got to this point. ZebGedney, because he was in the top 10, got a first round bye, whereas OPTLawyer won his first round match against CyberChow X 2 games to 9. So this should be a pretty good matchup here. ZebGedney, simply by seeding standards, is a slight favorite, but as we've seen, there have been lots of upsets in this tournament. It could really go.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about Randomizer. It doesn't matter. Some of the best runners will get, 30-minute seeds, and then the next night it takes them an hour and a half.
And especially when we have that early red ring, that really kind of narrows the gap a little bit if there is a skill gap between runners. In this case, I'm not so sure that there is a huge skill gap, really. Both of these runners have been playing for quite a while, but as far as that goes, if there is, it'll definitely shorten that gap quite a bit.
Yep, and ZebGedney now armed with that first Triforce, I believe, narrowed it down to that Dig Dogger room to be the second item. OPT about to pick up his red ring here.
It looks like it.
That Dig Dogger is blocking something, and we know it cannot be the recorder, which is one of the items we are gonna be looking for with this tournament. Raft, recorder, bow, and the silvers, 100% required.
Unless I didn't pay that careful attention to it, unless that Dig Dogger blocked the staircase to get down to the bottom. I didn't see either of them get down to that bottom.
Oh, that's true. Okay. So Dig Dogger's blocking them one way or the other.
Right. Meanwhile, ZebGedney is at the dungeon at level 1 spot, which is level 6. Level 6, one of the least favorite dungeons among our field to find, because it It's going to be very big, and it's only going to have 2 items, unlike level 8, which is also going to be very big, but it's going to have 3 items.
It also has some beefy keys in here, so that's another thing that not gonna be too happy about. Oh, there we go. Bomb upgrade, though. That's nice.
Yeah, when they have the money for it, at least. Beefy keys, they're usually not something you want to find, especially early on in the seed. But with this red ring, they're not going to be near as terrible, because even if you take a bop from them, they're not going to take your beams away. So you have a little bit of leeway there, and makes them a lot easier to attack.
It looks like Zeb is farming some bombs off these red Wizrobes, while OPT is scrolling over to the graveyard. Gonna check out Vanilla level 6, possibly find that Armos item over here as well.
Yeah, we're going to see some diversions here, as Zeb is also going to nope on level 6. Not interested in taking the time to clear all of those blue dark nuts right now. Not a bad play there. He's going to go ahead and check this forgotten spot. Very well could have the candle. It does not, but if it does, you definitely want to check it on your first pass. So
37 rupee bombs and 97 rupee key. That's always something to keep in mind if seed is particularly key starved.
and meanwhile, we have level 1 at level 6 spot. Sorry about that.
Yeah, all good. Step ahead of me. And it looks like the Armos spot is going to be the medium secret northeast of Vanilla level 2.
Level 1 and level 2 right off the bat. And this level 1 also has that really friendly enemy set of Moblins, Wallmasters, Ropes, and Zals, and Gels. So that's really nice for OPTLawyer to see. And I'm sure Zeb's going to be happy to see it as well.
Unfortunately, not very happy to see that key door right up there. Can't pirouette that open. And it doesn't look like they'll be able to shutter door trick that open either.
And one thing to watch here is that OPT does not have any keys, whereas ZebGedney does have 1 key. So we'll see if that ends up coming into play. Level 1 is notorious for having a lot of key doors and not quite as many keys as you might need to progress. Ooh, and we have a possible Goma block here as well.
Well, that is the other side of the transport staircase. This should be the item, unless we're double segmented.
And it looks like OPTLawyer might have just gotten a bomb drop off the floor. He did get something. We have the heart container in the staircase, so that's item number 1 in this level 1. There's still going to be 2 more.
Zeb is now clipping into the transport. He'll find that Goma and heart containers short. Oh, and look at that! The wand OPT's found on the floor in level 1.
Wand is a great find. Unfortunately, OPT could have Kanana keyed that door. He didn't get it done there. We'll see if he gets a key in order to offset that. I believe there's also a room north of where that key door is, and we know that unless it's an old man room, he'll be able to bomb into it. Or he can bomb into it from beneath as well, now that we see that room right
a second heart container here in level 1. So level 1 with 2 heart containers.
So that's all the items. We have 2 heart containers and a wand in level 1. We confirmed that on OPT's side, and he's just now noping out. Nice Kanana key there from Zeb, though. Ooh, these red Wizrobes not wanting to let OPT out. And those beams, even with the red rings, still do a full heart of damage. The most powerful attack in the game other than a Ganon Hug. Well, I say other than a Ganon Hug, along with the Ganon Hug. It's actually the same damage for a Red Wizrobe Beam as a Hyrule.
An OPT stumbling on the vanilla Armo spot, and that's actually a small secret, so it's actually going to be Armos 2 east of Vanilla 2. But OPT looks like going to head up to Vanilla level 9, nice and early.
Yeah, I like that play, getting it out of the way, hopefully not having to come back for it because it is way out of the way. He did find a candle, so that might play into his decision as well, just to go up here, hopefully get the rupees you need in the dungeon, then go back down and buy your candle and never have to come to this area of the world again.
Yep, ZebGedney now also armed with the magic wand and getting the Triforce out of level 1. Both runners out of here.
Oh no, and level 9 has rolled vanilla, so unfortunately for OPT, he's going to have to make another trek up there regardless. He is, however, going to get his money that he needed from this medium secret north of Start, and he's going to buy his candle pretty quickly here, or maybe he's not. It looked like he was going for it.
I think, oh, it's not in this shop. Meanwhile, Zeb headed down to the coast, gonna grab this secret here, or the Takeney rather. And we'll see what's in Vanilla too. Maybe grab that Armo side.
Yeah, Zeb did make up a little bit of time there on OPTLawyer by not going to check Vanilla 9, instead opting to up A right after he was finished with level 1. That's a little overall time that he'll save on OPT, going to check that spot last. Now OPT back in level 6, well not back in level 6, he's in level 6 for the first time actually. He will be a little bit better equipped to deal with it though.
Zeb, unfortunately finding the book as our Armos item, so I'm not going to grab that, especially with the early wand, and you know, it doesn't do anything but nerf that wand.
Yeah, I like making the play for it though, because if that was something significant, that would have given him a pretty good advantage over OPT, as it would have allowed him to have that advantage for quite a bit longer. Meanwhile, he does make his way into level 4, and OPT is making a really good room of this reverse C here with the blue dark nuts.
We're taking them out very nicely using perpendicular strats.
We have the nice enemy set in level 4 as well. This seed is being pretty agreeable so far.
There's got to be a troll somewhere.
But even with the 2 HP keys, giving our runners wand right away really helps to offset that, because now they're one shot to the wall. And it doesn't really matter that they rolled up. Zeb just wanding this Manhandla to death. I like that rather than risking your bombs there.
Yeah, OPT rather, making great use of that red ring.
Yes, sorry, OPT. That's my... Was using the Dorduck strats for the land molas, but ended up deciding it was taking a little too long and he had red ring anyway. Got a fairy for his troubles.
Man. 2 back-to-back dig doggers here in level 4.
Yeah, this one.
Shall I dub the theme of this seed Dig Dogger Hell?
Yeah, we've certainly been seeing a lot of them so far. Dig Doggers have been pretty prevalent. We saw one in level 2 that could be significant, then we saw these two in level 4. As we find our floor item in level 6 on OPT's side, it's another heart.
Surprise, surprise, but take a look at that map of level 4, also segmented.
Also segmented and also pretty small, as Zeb finds another heart container in the staircase for level 4. That's not a good omen for the size of what level 3 and level 5 are going to be. Because the dungeons that are that share the grid with the other dungeons affect the size of the others, if that makes sense.
Only so many pieces in the puzzle. Haven't seen anything yet out of 4. Possibly another heart, as Zeb is up to 7.
We see OPT finding our first really nasty kind of trap room in the dungeon, but just completely tanking it, and he's still going to come out of it with almost all of his health.
Zeb taking the transport to find the key block and some wall masters.
And OPT not even worrying about clearing rooms at this point. That's how generous the seed has been so far to our runners after he's found that floor item. Doesn't need to clear.
Old man singing the Zeb song, do-a-diddy-diddy-dum-diddy-do. And heart number 8 for Zeb.
Now, you said there would be a troll somewhere, and at this point, what it looks like is that we're getting a bunch of quality of life items, but unfortunately, we haven't found a single required item yet out of a dungeon, outside of Triforces, obviously. So we found a lot of offense, a lot of defense, our HP, obviously, but none of those 5 required finds have presented themselves yet.
Chat paying more attention, saying level 4 just had 2 heart containers, so level 1 and level 4 are cleared out. Level 2 is cleared out minus whatever Dig Dogger's blocking. Nothing so far other than a heart out of 6.
And this might be the other item here for OPT, unless it's segmented.
Oh, nice find.
Yeah, remember what I was just saying about not getting anything required? Yeah, just don't pay attention.
That's alright, the game heard you and it just wanted to make a fool out.
And meanwhile, we have Blue Land Molas for the Triforce. Going to be real easy with the Red Ring and Wand. Not a problem for OPT. So, our runners have kind of diverged a little bit here. OPT getting into that 6 a little bit earlier might help them a little bit, as we see a really gross large secret at 56 rupees.
Yeah, a 56 large and 4 small.
Yeah, I hope that medium's good, because especially if these runners need to buy a candle, they're not going to have a ton of ammo for their silvers or to buy bomb upgrade, whatever they want.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I think Zeb has exactly enough for the bomb upgrade if he wanted it right now.
Yeah, but I will say, though, with silvers, especially for OPT, that might be an advantage having lower money seed if Zeb decides to buy the wooden arrows without finding those silvers. Because Zeb has already been in 6 once. He might not go back for a minute, as he does find level 3.
Dark nuts and pancakes.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst of the enemy sets compared to what we've seen with the Moblins, Ropes, and Zod. Neither one, though, is that bad, to be honest. OPTLawyer, forgetting for a moment that he doesn't have a candle, is going to go have to find one here.
He actually might. He just picked up the book, so I think he is making
some
big
yeah.
lawyer brain plays.
I missed that. He's not going to be buying a candle, so won't need to buy a candle, won't need to buy a set of wood arrows, so he is not going to be really affected at all by the pop. As long as these enemies will cooperate.
It needs to lure them over here. Could have maybe purchased the meat
Oh,
instead of the
just
candle.
missed.
That would have done the trick.
Just missed.
And he doesn't want to. I was gonna say he doesn't want to leave the screen in case the Wizrobe comes back. It looks like it's the Gibdos that are the dominant enemy here.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to get it from this side, unfortunately. He's going to have to spawn him on the other side. Meanwhile, ZebGedney does find the staircase item in level 3. It is the heart container. Another heart.
And with that, grabbing the Triforce as OPT finding level 5. And an immediate banana here on the floor.
Yeah, it's good to see. He's not going to have to clear many rooms at this point. It looks like Zeb maybe found the floor item as well. I must have missed it when we were trying to watch OPT do the wand.
Yeah, he's 2 hearts healthier than when he came out of his previous dungeon.
So another 2 hearts. Now there's a good find. And based on how many heart containers we found so far, I would not at all not be surprised at all if there was something important on the.
Yep, I concur. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. Where did ZebGedney get the recorder? Must have been a level 5 or level 4.
Yeah, that must have been the floor item in level 3 because I didn't see him pick up another heart. I thought he went in with 9.
Alright, 7-8 time, keeping us on our toes, keeping us honest.
These items are coming so fast and furious, it's hard to keep up, and there is the raft. Pretty easy to call that with all of the heart containers and unimportant items we found.
And this will be the candle purchase for ZebGedney. Gonna follow OPT into level 5 here. And there's the any key in level 5. Nanner and any key in 5.
My goodness, this game is just giving everything away right now.
Yeah, on one hand, it's nice. It makes combat easy. But on the other hand, you gotta be thinking, alright, my opponent's getting all this stuff too. Oh, very nice bomb drop for Zeb getting the map from that manhandler.
And there it is. That's a pretty big level 5 compared to what it normally is. So there's kind of the other shoe dropping with the size, the small size relatively of some of the other dungeons we've. Meanwhile, OPT is going to go ahead and up A. He's not found that map, unfortunately, in level 5, and he's just going to go ahead and get out. Or maybe he's going to try and open up another door in here. Oh, he needs bombs. Yeah, he is out of bombs. That's what the problem.
And also, I'm maybe going to peek at what's out there on the coast. It says, shoot, I need to come back here.
And this might be an opening here for ZebGedney. I think the runners are pretty even right now, but if OPT has some bomb issues here, he might lose some.
Yeah, item management is a key factor in these races. Head up to Vanilla 2.
And meanwhile, ZebGedney is steadily making his way through this level 5.
So much easier when you have the map.
And OPTLawyer has gotten into level 4. Gonna find his 2 heart containers in here. Probably shouldn't take him too long. I don't think this took ZebGedney very long. It seemed like a pretty easy.
There's any key for Zeb.
Yeah, ZebGedney is pretty loaded out right now. He needs his bow and believe that's it for Go mode and silvers from
Oh.
6. That could be kind of the evening factor here. It's the fact that ZebGedney hasn't gotten his silvers out of 6, and I believe they were a staircase item. I'm pretty sure.
Yep, indeed they were. OPT running into these dig doggers back to back.
As ZebGedney says no to the banana as well, I would say the same thing with the water.
Judge me by my size, do you?
Master Yoda making his appearance in level 5 here.
Meanwhile, OPTLawyer finds the heart container from the staircase out of level 4. I believe the other one was down in the small segment.
Yeah, I think that was right. As ZebGedney getting Triforce number 5.
ZebGedney flying right now. We'll see what he's at. That silvers in 6 is really dangerous for ZebGedney, just being a bow away from Triforce. Because if he finds the bow first and he doesn't go back to level 6 pretty quick, he might just decide to dig level 9 for the silvers after he and beeline for the Triforce in level 6, because we did see an early compass out of OPTLawyer. So we'll have to keep an eye on that situation.
OPT almost finished up with level 4 as Zeb getting his second, I don't even want to call it a large secret at this point.
Getting his second mediocre secret.
There we go, mediocre, like it.
We have level 7 at Vanilla spot under Recorder Lake for ZebGedney. Level 7, a lot of people don't like to see it, but in my opinion, it's not too bad, usually. It's usually a little smaller than 6, so we'll see how long this takes ZebGedney here. Meanwhile, OPT continuing to make his way through this level 4, just has to grab the Triforce at this point, and he'll be out. And I would imagine that he'll go straight back to level 5 after this, having 7 bombs now.
Here we go, the map. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, about what you expect out of level 7. Not massive, not the smallest dungeon ever, but not massive, so shouldn't be too bad of a dig for Zeb. We'll see how much he tries to dig out of here. Whether he decides, if he finds an early Triforce, to leave and come back, or to continue. And there's an early compass. We'll see how much he decides to dig. This will be interesting.
You know, but what does that say about the shape of level 8?
Probably gonna be segmented. Kind of corner, top left corner and bottom right corner. I would suspect that at least.
It almost looks like it'll be like a spirally type shape.
Yeah, possibly. Probably top left, top right, and bottom right.
No bomb hole there.
And it looks like Zeb is not going to go ahead and pick up the Triforce right away. He's going to dig this. Meanwhile, OPT is in level 3. He did not go straight back to level 5. And with the lack of the bomb hole, ZebGedney did pick up the Triforce. Let's see if he goes back in. Looks like he is. So he's going to dig out the top portion of this level 7 here first. As we know, there can only be one important item in here, and that's the bow. He's thinking there could be bow or sword. OPT finds the compass in level 3. I don't remember exactly where the items were in here.
Yeah, I think
I
Chat
know.
was saying the recorder was on the floor.
Yeah, it was in the same room as the ladder.
Hey, there's our map.
And these Dark Nuts not exactly cooperating here for OPT, so he kind of takes matters into his own hands and chases them down.
Party doesn't come to you, you gotta go to the party. Speaking of parties, I hope everyone is excited. Speed Gaming live event, October 24th through the 27th. I've been finalizing my travel arrangements.
Sounds like a blast. I wish I could go.
There's always the live stream.
In chat correcting me, I'd misspoken. I meant the recorder was in the same room as the other item in 3. The ladder was actually the white sword item. So there it is for OPTLawyer. ZebGedney is going to go ahead and get out of 7 here. After finding the blue boomerang on the floor. And it looks like he had to leave because he was out of bombs. So that'll be interesting if Bo is in the staircase in level 7 as well. Here's the Triforce in 3 for OPT. So Vanilla 4 has our final dungeon, level 8. We do start in the top right corner here. We'll see what kind of shape we have. It could be pretty nasty. We'll have to strap in and see what we... Zeb trying to navigate this blue Dark Nut NSU room. Not the worst with a ladder, but if you're not careful, you can definitely take a lot of damage quick, even with the red. Oh, an OPT going straight for level 7. Interesting, not going back to level 5 right away. Zeb on the Beep Strat's going to have to be careful with this Gleeok here. As few as 2 hits could do him in, and now with the Dark Nuts, 1 hit, and he does take a death, unfortunately. He will go back to start. Luckily, he's not that far from...
Yeah, so much better to take an early death in the dungeon as opposed to after you've been digging it for a transport staircase or 2.
And Zeb is going to be out of level 8. He might just be getting bombs, or he might just be deciding to go back to 6 for now. Meanwhile, OPT is making his way through this level 7. He has 8 bombs, so he's very far from running into bombing.
So in bow mode is OPT. Let's see if ZebGedney can't follow him there in just a few minutes. We know the Triforce is in this room with the Keese, I believe, and the silver is just left of here.
And this is going to be interesting. I think Zeb has a bit of an advantage as far as just clearance-wise, but I don't think we've seen these rooms that OPTLawyer's in from Zeb. So we'll see if he ends up finding anything important over here.
I did purchase that bomb upgrade, just 3 extra bombs for a little above vanilla.
Or maybe we did and you just couldn't bomb anywhere. No. So we might have seen these rooms from Zeb. I just didn't remember seeing him anywhere in this part of the dungeon, but it's very possible that... Zeb is getting close to where those silver arrows were. I know they were kind of in the middle, but a little bit left and a little bit south of the true middle area. I think it's one room left of the room he's in right now. OPT trying to use the same strategy that ZebGedney did, unfortunately coming up empty. This might be it, actually. I think this is it with the Stalfos. Oh, never mind.
And that was pretty early on. OPT just having 3 hearts. Don't even think he had the magical wand at that point.
Yeah, and OPT gets his Triforce out of level 7. He's going back in, though. So it's going to come down to level 7 or level 8.
And both racers tied up in Triforce count.
Zeb got to be careful clearing out these blue dark nuts here. 2 hits does him in. That heart gives him a little bit of breathing room here. And it looks like OPT has found a workaround with that bomb hole. There is the blue boomerang. Gonna pass that up and gonna keep looking for the staircase item here. He doesn't have that many more rooms. Yeah, in this room that Zeb is in, that's got to be the Silver's room. Yeah. So both are runners now in bow mode. Once they find the bow, that is their go mode.
I'm not sure why the bot just has me doing solo commentary, but make sure you give Antlers a follow. He puts on a much better showing of this game than I do.
No, I'd have to disagree there. Everyone who plays this game, no matter the skill level, it's entertaining to watch. So, oh, and ZebGedney gets his Triforce number 6. But in that same vein, give August a follow because he does a lot more of this commentary than I do, and he definitely puts in a lot of work for the community.
Commentary is the easy part. It's the fun part.
And it's down to 2 rooms for OPT. Man,
I'm thinking it's that early troll we saw. I think it's gonna be that Dig Dogger in level 2.
we'll see. We're about to see the staircase item out of level 7. There's 1 room left, and he is out of bombs now. He is 1 bomb short of being able to bomb into the room that necessarily must have the staircase item. So ZebGedney definitely has a lead now, unless OPT really commits to finding the staircase item here, farming the bombs, going back in, and then it's nothing. Although we do still have an item in 2 as well, so that could be an interesting play if one of them decides to go back to 2 to find it, the other item in there.
There's also a whole bunch of items that we haven't seen, like the power bracelet, the magical boomerang, the red candle, white sword we still haven't found, so tons of potentials. We know the bow and the recorder can't be a 9.
Oh, and pardon me, there are actually 2 rooms we haven't seen on OPT's side in 7. However, based on how much Zeb cleared, I'm guessing that the room that has the item is the room down in the south. And there's the bombs. Let's see if he goes back in.
Ooh, there's that level 8.
Pretty much exactly like we were expecting there. Top left, top right, and bottom right. And that is just a nasty, nasty shape for that to. Now OPT, he's got 4 bombs to work with here. Definitely don't want to run out, so got to be careful. He's got exactly 4 walls, now 3 after he bombed that first one, that he might need to bomb here.
There's the Triforce in level 8 for Zeb, but he has some items to dig out of here.
One in particular.
And there's the Dig Dogger.
More Dig Doggers, not surprising. This seed has been full of. We see that second to last room for OPT. It is just an old man. That confirms that the last item is going to be down in the bottom of this level. The southmost row, the far right room. And you got to bomb in from the top. So hopefully he remembers.
Find some pancakes in the Chevy room. Just 5 or 6 more rooms, I think, in this section level 8 here.
All right, here's the moment of truth. We're gonna see what's in the staircase in level 7 here.
Ooh,
Just
nice. Yeah, not the best item, but not the worst.
For
Come back.
OPT at this point, I'm afraid just about anything but the bow is the worst item, as ZebGedney has a pretty decent lead on him. Not just an exploration in level 8, but don't forget OPT also, ZebGedney also cleared level 5, and OPT has barely started.
True, but you know, level 9, known as the Great Equalizer, could come down to 4 less hits from that sword. OPT also perhaps, nope, not making the play for that magical sword. But item number 1 in level 8, just a heart container.
So we have 3 possible spots where our where our bow could be. OPT having a little trouble with this ladder clip here. Not quite getting the pixel. There, oh, he had it, but he got off the ladder. There it is again.
And looks like he's headed up. Gonna use that raft right away for the final take-any up here.
Not a bad play. Gonna get probably a potion, I would think, with White Sword.
We missed it. Bow in 8 on the floor. ZebGedney in go mode.
Wow, yeah, I was watching OPT's side there, as it looked like it was going to be a lot of backtracking, but that makes it a lot harder for OPT to catch up at this point. He's going to dig level 8. Going to find his bow, but hopefully he goes left first instead of right. Because if he goes right, he's going to spend a ton of time in this level 8. Then he still has to go back to level 5.
Yep, OPT doesn't know it, but he's hoping level 9 is going to be a trolly one for ZebGedney. He does have the wood sword, so he's going to have to stab Ganon a whole bunch of times, hoping for that stun lock.
Luckily for OPT, we did see a relatively early map and a compass in here, so that could be something that comes into play, but looks like OPT might be going the wrong way here.
Well, he does have to travel up before he can go left.
Yeah, luckily it kind of forces him up. It doesn't make it obvious that he can go down. There's the compass, and he's probably going to go toward that, so that'll help out quite a bit. And there's the map. So I would say it's pretty likely that he's going to dig the left side first. So that'll at least help a little bit.
47:15 as ZebGedney has entered level 9. We are listening for the squealing piggy, making himself known north, south, east, or west. And here he is.
That didn't take long.
Nope, but he's not north.
He's either on the right or left of that shoot room. He's on the right, and hopefully ZebGedney can bomb down here, because if not, that means one thing. Okay, it's not a magic staircase, and ZebGedney takes a big sigh of relief there.
Yep, but did pass a couple shutter doors on his way down here, so you never know. This could be a really, really quick level 9.
Now, Zeb still is on wood sword here.
Oh, drops the stun lock. OPT used a potion there in level 8 to get through this blue dark nut room.
ZebGedney doing a real good job here. Not getting the cooperation from Ganon on the spawns, but doing a good job of avoiding the damage, and finally he gets a good spawn. Shoots the silver arrow. We have bacon. Now he's just going to be looking for that single shutter door to find. And there it is!
Wow!
Immediately!
Yep. That's it.
Get your GGs
Super
out
quick level 9.
in chat for ZebGedney. He finishes the seed with an official SRL time of 48 minutes and 52 seconds.
Yeah, what a seed. You know, first item is the red ring, followed very quickly by that magic wand, and just one item after the other. No real trolls. Big Dogger's not really blocking us. Combat pretty nice, so let's see how Game 2 shapes up for these guys. Meanwhile, we're gonna kick it over with OPT, trying to finish up his Triforces.
Yeah, the good thing is he is going to go ahead and find the bow here very quickly, and he'll be in go mode. He'll be able to just Triforce and go the rest of both of these.
Yep, Meanwhile, definitely stay tuned. There's a few more, or one more matchup coming at 11 p.m. Eastern. Angel FM versus Eat My Steel, posted on Speed Gaming. But enough of that for now. We have been joined by the victor of the race, ZebGedney. Good game.
Thank you.
And real quick before we get into it, GG, by the way, Zeb. We've got a forfeit, unfortunately, from OPT. And unfortunately, he doesn't know he's right next to that bow. But I don't blame him at this point, knowing he's still got a 5 and an 8 and possibly a 2 to dig. But yeah, GG, Zeb. Great job in that seed. You killed it, man.
Thanks.
It's a good game, man.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess that early red ring and wand really speeds things up.
Oh, yeah. So where was the bow? I missed it.
You were right there as you were finishing up in level 8.
Okay.
Yeah, you were just a few rooms away from it. GG, by the way, OPT. Yeah, you really played well. It just came down to Zeb getting into 8 a little bit earlier than you, and that was really the difference.
I mean, I knew when I dug out 7 that long, I'm like, I'm gambling that this is going to be the item. And of course it's the last room I find. And of course it's not. So I kind of figured once it wasn't in 7 like that, I was pretty much out of it.
Yeah,
Of course, anything can happen once we reach level 9, but, it was 5 or 6 rooms, immediate sound of the pig, and then Zelda just right on top again, and...
So basically it's like the God 9, in other words.
yeah, literally outside of the atrium and the blockade room with where the old man normally is and the torches.
Right.
Zeb stepped in 4 rooms.
Wow, okay, maybe I guess it wasn't as far behind as I thought I was.
Yeah,
I still got to go back, get the Triforce out of 5, and then go to 9. By the way, was the Triforce in 5 actually ladder blocked?
I don't believe so.
Was there a bomb wall?
If it was, I didn't notice it. It was kind of a little alcove off of the main, to the right side of the main body of the dungeon.
Okay.
But it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too deep in there. But yeah, you were probably not even 5 minutes away from finishing at that point.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, at least as it turns out, it wasn't as far behind as I thought it was. Looking up, I'm like, I got 2 Triforces left, and he's done. Well, but a few rooms, I'm like, I'd rather just get to bed earlier.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty even race until he found that. Until he found that bow. I mean, it was anybody's race until he found that bow in level 8. Because that was right about the time that you were digging 7.
Yeah, as I said, I knew it when I was digging 7. I'm like, if it's not in here, I've probably lost it. But that's cool. It's I mean, that's what randomizers come down to sometimes, right? You just kind of gamble and hope for the best. And sometimes you get it, and sometimes you don't.
Yep. But you'll have another shot on Friday at 9 o'clock, if I'm correct. So make sure everyone come back either here or on Randomania and for game 2. But in the meantime, definitely give these racers a follow, get your GGs in there, and come check out the match at 11 o'clock. Angel FM versus Eat My Steel, and then tomorrow we got a whole host of games starting at 7:30 with Mr. Cab versus Kevin, Can't Find Bombs versus Sharky at 9 o'clock, and then of course Friday we got a whole host of games starting at 2 p.m. believe it or not, featuring our French runner Jante versus Sausage Link. They're going to be finishing up their best of 3. But yeah, great race by both ZebGedney and OPTLawyer. Thanks both of y'all for racing. Thanks to my co-commentator Antlers. It's been a blast.
Yeah, definitely. It's always fun. And otherwise, do either of the runners have any other thoughts on this first seed, or just anxious to get to the?
I kind of wish that these were the seeds that we got last my last series and not like the almost 2-hour slogs. So that was fun.
Yeah, we commented on how it completely changes the game when you find like a red ring and a wand that early. It just completely changes how the way you play, the way you approach it. So it's almost a completely different approach.
Yeah, indeed. Cool. Well, thanks for the commentary, guys, as always. And Zeb, I'll see you on Friday.
See you then.
And also give our tracker, Gary and Old Wolf, a follow. He does a lot of work behind the scenes and in front of the scenes as well for these tournaments. Makes a lot of stuff happen. So, but otherwise, I think that's all I had. August, if that's all.
Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks everybody. We'll catch you another race.
Yep. Thanks everybody, and thanks again to Speed Gaming as well. Everyone, have a good night and enjoy the rest of the